Oh, hi, it's me, your friend Adam. I'm here to give you my movie review of Mickey 17. Where to begin with this stillborn catastrophe? Korean director Bong Joon-ho has the perfect sci-fi world for what could be a profound cinematic journey, only to let modern culture war politics turn this thought-provoking world into the movie equivalent of some Trump-obsessed internet screed. Let's begin with a brief summary of Mickey 17. This dark sci-fi comedy set in 2054 follows Mickey Barnes, a financially desperate man who, after a failed business venture with frenemy Timo, joins a space expedition to colonize the icy planet of Niflheim. Mickey signs up as an expendable, a disposable worker tasked with deadly missions to aid the colony, and unknowingly agrees to be sequentially cloned over and over as his ship's lab rat. In spite of being an indispensable part of the crew's safety plan, Mickey does allow them to overcome mission-ending obstacles like fatal pathogens and skin-burning radiation. Mickey is played as the ship's loser, with the entire crew dunking on him constantly. By Mickey's 17th iteration, he's left for dead during a mission to capture a native furry tardigrade-like creature the expedition has dubbed a creeper. But instead of eating Mickey as expected, the creeper saves him, safely returning him to the planet's surface. Unfortunately, after returning to home base, Mickey 17 finds Mickey 18 has already been printed. Multiple Mickeys are forbidden by the expedition's cartoonish leader, Kenneth Marshall, a pompous politician with a maybe eugenics-driven vision. The scattershot narrative never really works this out, but with both their lives in imminent danger, both Mickeys must hide their illegal coexistence. Up until now, Mickey 17 is a pathetic loser who, in spite of being indispensable to the entire crew, several iterations of Mickey allow them to develop a vaccine without which the entire crew would die. Mickey is treated like the crew's doormat. Mickey 18, however, must have got some coffee spilled on his brain hard drive because it's like Mickey 18 was accidentally printed with a spine, creating immediate tension between the two Mickeys. After Mickey 18 unsuccessfully tries to kill 17, a shaky alliance forms where they agree to share death duties. Once it comes to light that there are two Mickeys, Mickey 17's girlfriend, Nasha, does what any woman would do when she finds out her boyfriend has an identical twin. Of course, she tries to sleep with both of them. Typical, right? Am I right, guys? Am I right? The plot, if you can call it that, escalates quickly when Mickey 18 discovers Marshall was going to kill 17 after a failed test of the ship's new artificial meat. Disgusted by what a pathetic loser Mickey 17 is, 18 impulsively rushes out to kill Marshall. Mickey 18 attempts to assassinate Marshall, but is thwarted as chaos erupts over a stowaway creeper aboard the ship. During the unfolding pandemonium, both Mickeys are exposed, enraging Marshall, who quickly arrests them. Facing execution, the two Mickeys are tasked to deal with a growing threat, a giant swarm of creepers looking for the missing stowaway creeper inside the ship. Both Mickeys are fitted with suicide vests Marshall can detonate should they try to escape, and are sent outside to deal with the growing problem. Inside the teeming herd of creepers, the Mickeys negotiate with a mother creeper, while inside, Marshall is whipped into a murderous frenzy by one of his henchmen. Marshall and crew go out of the ship and into the swarm of creepers, intent on personally blasting the mother creeper and ignoring the obvious fact that this could easily enrage tens of thousands of swarming creepers that could kill everyone. Mickey 18, seeing his opportunity, Marshall outside the ship, chases after Marshall's attack caravan and completes his murder-suicide mission, detonating his suicide vest to kill Marshall, ending Marshall's tyranny and, of course, destroying any hope 18 might teach 17 anything that could help 17 escape his pathetic, cowardly existence. 6 months later, Mickey is still a doormat, cooking and cleaning for his girlfriend, who has managed to somehow become the colony's new leader without even trying. Since it all happens off screen, I can't help but wonder if she just slept her way to the top. My suspicions are reinforced when, despite being portrayed as the brains of this operation, she does the stupidest thing we've seen up until this point: abolish the expendable program and destroy the cloning machine that gives Mickey 17 his ability to live forever. Thankfully, the movie doesn't dwell on how royally fucked up this is, how mind-numbingly moronic you have to be to actually believe that this is a good idea, how brain malfunctionally stupid every single person on this expedition has to be to silently go along with this and pretend this is a good decision for the mission, just so they can act like they're doing Mickey 17 some kind of favor. Enjoy dying with everyone else once the crew inevitably encounters its next survival-ending obstacle, Mickey. And if that more likely than not scenario doesn't kill you, Mickey, you get to grow old as your girlfriend's maid. What is it with Hollywood and their obsession with weak men? Why am I convinced that we're involved in some kind of social experiment where Hollywood is getting paid to churn out movies that promote gutless cowards? Boys, do you want to make something of yourself in the rough and tumble world of science, engineering, medicine, business, lightsaber fighting? Absolutely anything that would take a lifetime of work and dedication. Well, just you cool your jets already here, okay? Your role is for the lovable loser that never amounts to anything. This is your new glass ceiling in the fictional worlds of Hollywood. Your days have come and gone. It's time for you to step aside and let those less toxic than you step into those life-changing roles while you just fuck off and die. But for Mickey 17, death isn't even good enough. There's got to be innumerable deaths in more and more humiliating ways. Who the hell is this movie for? Mickey doesn't even choose to be the expendable in some kind of selfless act. He's tricked into it because of his own stupidity. Everyone keeps asking Mickey, what is it like to die? This could be played as the most torturous aspect of Mickey's job, not knowing how many times these people have hurt him, making every new Mickey as naive and innocent as the last. But instead it's played solely for laughs, turning everyone who asks Mickey what it's like to die into the most cartoonish of villains. Once Take Charge Mickey 18 shows up, the writers have a perfect catalyst to propel Mickey 17 through a life-changing transformation from ship's doormat to fearless space Chad. But of course we wouldn't want to inspire the next generation of young men to stand up for themselves. Mickey 17 starts off a pathetic loser and ends a pathetic loser. What are his hopes and aspirations? Who cares? He's just the protagonist of this movie, the male lead cast to trick gullible males into movie theaters for their weekly dose of re-education cleverly disguised as entertainment. Today's heroes, if you can call them that, don't need aspirations or character arcs. Sure, the most memorable characters in movie history want something, while internal forces like fear, self-doubt, or low status combine with external forces like people, society, or lack of resources to create resistance they can hammer away at in a life-altering process some people call a plot. But Mickey 17 doesn't need any of that. Mickey starts off a loser and ends a loser. Transformations are for the strong women around you, boys. Your goal, if you can even call it that, is to shut up and die on cue. It's like modern Hollywood believes goals are just for antagonists, as if the idea of a man who actually wants something and is willing to fight for it is itself something to be socially engineered away. Antagonists are the ones with goals, and heroes are just there to stop these evil men from achieving their objectives, to return the world to its perfect state of male subservience. Even Mickey 18, the newest mint of Mickey, rolls out of the printer with a whole host of objectives: a desire to live, to have sex, to do drugs, and above all, to be respected. But instead of being a good thing, a catalyst for doormat Mickey to achieve his higher calling, Mickey 18 is presented as another evil antagonist to be put in his place. Can you hear the message, boys? Don't you want to be a spineless good guy? This movie could have been so much better. Do all of these characters have to be assholes? There's a plucky science nerd towards the end of the movie who takes an interest in the planet's indigenous species. She's a perfect character to see the good in Mickey, to idolize his power to literally die and be reborn every day, to understand his personal sacrifice for the entire crew and their mission. She could look up to Mickey, envying something she perceives as a fearlessness that she herself lacks. She could help Mickey build respect for himself as she becomes less timid and perhaps willing to stand up to the overly cruel science team she's surrounded by. But no, Mickey can't have something as basic as a character arc. That's reserved for the strong women already in charge of this plot. Of course, good movies are about transformation. We want to see characters we love go through life-changing events because we want to go through life-changing events. We love to see Luke Skywalker start off as a nobody on some backwater planet and become the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy. We're glued to every detail as Thomas A. Anderson goes from a spineless corporate drone to Neo, prophesied leader of the human resistance. We are instantly hooked by Sarah Connor as she is transformed from a no-name waitress to the kind of person who could survive a mindless killing machine and go on to birth the leader that will save all of mankind. These are the stories that grab us because we want to see good triumph over evil. We want to see gutless cowards go unrewarded. We want to see a transformation so radical, it gives us hope for the entire human race. But God forbid today's Hollywood depict an awe-inspiring male transformation. Mickey's transformation is from the colony's lab rat to the president's maid. Sorry, Mickey, you hit Hollywood's new glass ceiling for men. And boys, don't dare to dream big. Big dreams are the luxury reserved solely for women and evil men.